It's another day at bootcamp, and our apprentices are on their way to meet the judges to hear what challenges they face today.
Welcome to day 4 of bootcamp, and today's themes are farming and the environment. We know now how important it is to farm in a way that's in tune with nature rather than fighting it. It's good for the planet, but it's also good farming practice. So today we're going to get you to conduct a farm environment assessment on a parcel of land here on the Harper Adams farm, and then put together a plan designed to enhance both the farm business and the environment.
Today's teams, it is boys versus girls, with team captains Tessa and Harry.
So would you like to just move into your 2 teams? Boys on the left, girls on the right? Trees can be a really important ally helping you to farm sustainably. So today we've got John Tucker and Stuart Holmes from the Woodland Creation team of the Woodland Trust to help you put together your plans and to judge your performance. And we've also got Nikki Randall, Principal Lecturer in Countryside Management here at Harper Adams, to advise you.
So in recent years the Trust has done an increasing amount of work with farmers and landowners thinking about how you can integrate trees into productive farming. So today it's about thinking about the environment that you've got in the area that you're looking at, but also thinking about how you can use both what exists there now, but what else you might put in there to help you farm more productively in the future.
So what we'd like you to do today is a farm assessment. We want you to look over the land, take a general assessment of what there is and what features are here, and then what we want you to do is look at how you can improve that through a variety of tree planting, through a variety of different habitat creations, and build on the business and the farming business around Harper Adams.
Okay, good luck with your task.
Good luck.
Both Team Tessa and Team Harry have headed back to campus to plan how they will tackle today's task.
Should we spread these out to start with then, and then start having a look through some of the information?
Yeah, so we've got a map of the farm and what management the land is under, and then just going through and making sure that we know, so when we go out we know what we've got to look for.
So perhaps between the 4 of us then you want to split up to do either the map, the table or the management map?
Well, I think this part of the task particularly plays to Tessa's strengths. So at the very beginning she took notes straight away when they were being briefed. She's taken control of the team and is clearly playing a leading role but not dominating it. They're working together generally really well as a team. So I think we'll see a lot less arguments and talking over each other on the girls' team than we're going to see on the boys' team.
We've got a field here, which the margin is a grass strip and an arable field. So
I think it's really nice working with the girls. We haven't had that opportunity for, since we started this week. And also I think the boys will have a lot of really strong characters to deal with. So hopefully if we can just, keep calm and methodically work through our activities, I think we should stand a really good chance of winning.
So far it's going well. We all seem to know a bit about the subject. Everyone seems a bit passionate and has an interest in it, and we can hopefully work off that.
Yeah, I think Harry's going to be a good team leader. So far he's letting everyone say the bit, and he's saying like, well, we'll use that, we won't use that. So he's filtering through all the knowledge well, and I just hope we don't all start bumping into each other and it just starts going west.
Yeah, but I mean, just as an extra, I think you're better off planning random.
They're all trying to talk at once, which is very difficult to keep a lid on. Harry, team leader, is sitting fairly quietly at the moment. They're all wanting their opinion in there, strong characters, but it's going to be interesting to see what they get out of this.
With their initial planning complete, both teams head outdoors.
Today's task is to assess a few fields for what's there, and then we've got to come up with a management plan on how we would improve biodiversity and agricultural production, and how wildlife can benefit agriculture, and then we've got to do a presentation on that later.
They need to really be looking at things like soil. What type of soils have we got here? Can they see any issues, maybe ground compaction or anything like that? What ecological features are there? Trees, hedgerows, a variety of different species. They're looking at things like the slope of the field. Is it sloping towards the water? And if so, is that an issue? Is that something they could do something about?
Yeah, we're hoping that they're going to pull up on different areas where we can add value to the farm and add value to this specific field by encouraging tree planting with a view that it might be for fruit production or for timber production or for biomass for wood chip boilers.
Right, so if that's the road, that up in there.
They're struggling a little bit at the moment. They've not quite got a grasp on it.
I think they're a little bit focused on some of the detail but missing some of the big pictures. I'm not sure that they've even looked at the cropping plans. It's not just the environmental aspects, it's the farming system as well. You know, it's a farm business, so they've got to know what's going on and think about how they can work with that rather than against it.
They're getting on quite slowly. They've just covered one field. They've got 3 fields to look at. Time's going to catch up on them, and I don't think they're going to get through all the tasks that they've been set.
Meanwhile, the girls are assessing their parcel of land with John.
They've got some good ideas, some good thoughts about what's there and what they do with it. And, you know, it's just trying to think to make sure they get it mapped well, that they understand the importance of what they're mapping, and that they're thinking all the time about options for how they might improve things going forward.
When we were back in the classroom, Taylor seemed to be much more comfortable there and did really well. She actually really shone in the classroom. Now we're out in the field, they're all doing okay, but the balance has shifted a bit. So Lauren's coming out really well. She's got a lot of knowledge of what the plants are, and she's been very sharp answering the questions. And Libby, although very quiet, she's been very effective as well. She's been taking photos and keeping them on track, on time.
The day so far has been really productive, and we've been outside here for a good couple of hours with John the expert looking around 4 of the fields. We've gained really valuable information ready to go and put into our presentations this afternoon. But it's just been a really valuable experience to gain an insight into the conservation processes here at Harper Adams.
Yeah, I think this has been my favourite task so far. I've surprised myself with the knowledge I've actually got but don't use. I've definitely shared it with the girls, and I hope they've taken something from it.
We've just had some really interesting feedback actually from the boys team. They've made some interesting comments about shade and shelter. Obviously we're on a fairly hot day, so it's been pulled up that in the grass field that we're in, one of the benefits of having trees in here would be to offer some shade and therefore some livestock well-being. So it's really encouraging actually.
I think it could possibly make it more of a bend rather than the square. They curve it.
I think they're starting to get the idea a little bit now. One of the things we were just talking about is actually how you integrate the conservation aspects with the farming business, because ultimately we're not trying to run a nature reserve, we're trying to run a farm business. So they were starting to think about how they might do that. So things like maybe actually if they are going to take areas out, they actually take out awkward corners, for example, rather than just sticking a bit of woodland in because it's nice. They've been talking about joining up areas of woodland. So they're starting to think a little bit more strategically now. I think they're starting to get the hang of it a bit more than they were before.
I think the penny is just starting to drop and they're getting near the end of the task. They're starting to discuss things better, walk perimeters, look at features around the edges of fields rather than standing in the middle of a field kicking dust. Unfortunately guys, your time is up. How do you think you're going on? Do you get everything covered?
Yes. Really well. Yeah. I feel like it's gone really well. Just in time. I feel like we've finished on time rather than
I feel like we got everything.
Good time management from our captain.
Good, well done.
Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Their assessments complete, the teams head back to campus to start work on their plans.
Do you want me to link that hedgerow because it's all the first field with the tree, the drain and the hedge?
So I've just sat with the girls for the last half hour. I didn't see the girls at all this morning, so it's quite interesting seeing what they're doing. They seem to be, I think, probably a lot more organised than the boys. They've got their plan together a lot more, but they're not necessarily dealing with some of the potential issues such as pollution issues that we've got quite a lot of potential for with the water courses that are there. But yeah, I'm quite interested to see how they're getting on.
girls team, very, very structured, very driven on what they want to do from the business point of view, and are talking about everything from a business angle and a diversity angle. And the boys haven't quite got to that yet, but they're coming up with a really good plan, but not necessarily with the angle of business on it. So it'll be interesting if that comes out in the presentation at the end.
Okay, Team Harry, you've got 15 minutes.
I'm going to need help with these maps.
15.
Okay, ladies, 15-minute warning. You have got 15 minutes to finish your present.
15 minutes?
Well, been up since 3:30 this morning shoveling. I don't want to do another challenge like this morning, put it that way, so we better win.
Yeah, I'm very confident we're going to beat the girls. Better do.
The boys seem pretty confident, but will their plan impress the judges?
How you doing? You alright? So first of all, we started walking through Upperwood Leasow, which is, well, they're all highlighted there. Upperwood Leasow is this one. We started off here in this corner of the road. No, it's the very top one, right at the top there. We started off walking there and we went round in an anti-clockwise direction. We was looking at the hedgerows to see what they was made of. There was a very high topography.
Ben's unique presentation style doesn't seem to be impressing the judges. Can the rest of the team pick things up?
Well done, team. That was actually 16 minutes, so a bit over your time. Right, are you ready, Team Tessa?
We are.
Okay, your 12 minutes starts now.
Good afternoon and welcome to our presentation on our environmental management plan here at Harper Adams.
The girls are doing a much slicker job presenting their plan. Will the judges find the content as impressive?
It's been great having you listen to us today and we thank you very much for that.
Thank you very much, team. Well done. That was 11 minutes 38 seconds, so very good on the timing.
Team girls.
Right, girls. Woo! Won it! Well, not quite, but we will.
We will.
Imagine we don't know. If we don't know, this is not airing.
Yeah, if we lose, no.
We won't.
We've done pretty well.
We absolutely bossed it. And the boys up as well, so it's just increased our chances by about 500%.
We don't know how bad we were. We know how bad we were, but like,
will have rehearsed.
How
There's
bad
no way
could
they
we
will.
I think after the cow poo situation, Tessa's going to love it.
That's like if nothing else to rate.
Tessa's going to love it if I have to do a challenge tomorrow after that cow poo situation.
We might have to do it today,
Yeah.
Like the other thing about it is like they've one person less, so they can get away with speaking 5 minutes each.
True.
And still have 2 minutes to spare.
Yeah.
You know.
Time for the judges to reveal which plan impressed them the most.
Okay, apprentices, well done for today. A lot of hard work. We're going to give you feedback both on the content of your plans and also on the quality of your presentations. So, Robert, how would you describe the presentation skills of the boys' team?
Well, actually, I don't really know where to start. It was actually very shocking. They were all over the place. We couldn't hear you talk. Ben was the only person we could hear speak. But Ben, when you're facing an audience and addressing people, eye contact, don't look at the screen and point and think everybody can see you from behind, because we cannot. Your voice was going the wrong way. Your slides, unfortunately, were all over the place, not very concise, which was a real shame. But on the other hand, girls, your presentation was really good, fantastic. You only had one little blip with a video that didn't work, but you got through that, you laughed it off, and you continued, so well done to all of you.
So what about the content of the plans? What do we think of that?
I thought the girls were really well organised this morning. Tess led them very well. When we got out on site, I think Lauren surprised herself and us with her knowledge, thinking about the assessment. So I think they pulled together the basis of a good plan. I think they needed to give more thought then to how they applied that plan to a working farm that they were on.
Yeah, so boys, I think you did a really good assessment, looking at the farm, looking at what was there, and coming back and putting that onto paper. It didn't come across in the presentation. Harry, I think you did fantastically well, looking after a bunch of fairly difficult people from the start of the day and actually pulling pulling them round to doing something, anything in the afternoon was a bit of a miracle. And I think you had a really considered approach to it, and I think you did really, really well pulling them back into some form.
So, taking all that into account, there's only one winning team. Robert, who have we chosen as the winning team?
Well done, apprentices. It's been a very difficult challenge today, and I'm pleased to announce the winning team is Team Harry.
Are you kidding me? Are you joking?
Congratulations. So both teams, you both worked really hard in very hot conditions. We're not going to send you back to the hot dining room. We've organised a traditional English picnic outside for you to eat this evening. Harry's team, as you're the winning team, as well as the picnic, you're going to get some hands-free Hectare gin to drink along with it as well. So well done all of you. Let's head outside to our picnics.
Yeah, well done.
What the
Both teams seemed surprised at the result. They head outside to the lawn for their well-deserved picnic. But there's one final surprise in store for the
So
girls.
we've prepared you a little snack. So you've got some edible insect, bit of bush stuff.
Jake, I'm not eating that.
No, some of these have got flavour on, like barbecue flavour.
They stink.
Tess, does it taste better than this morning?
These ants taste a bit like bacon.
Lads on tour.
I'll just do it.
That's it. They're really not that bad, they're just really crunchy, not that bad. I've done these all. We had this on show season at Harper's, so every show I had to do this.
That's not nice. That's
But because we just haven't been brought up with it, we think it's weird. But
Cheers, girls. I hope you're enjoying it.
Do you think it'll mix
Can
with
you
gin
eat me
well?
chili things?
Oh, it's like crispy. Tell you what.
it tastes like bacon.
What bacon do you eat? 'Cause I don't know
What else you got here? Come on.
That is disgusting.
Cheers!
It's time to reveal the winner of Farmers Apprentice 2018.
There was a lot of people in the running. They all had different mixes, attributes to the industry, a great mix of apprentices from all different backgrounds. It was a brilliant opportunity for those apprentices this week.
The winner of Farmers Apprentice 2018 is